What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another beautiful day on this planet. And to Moose Preparedness, I am Moose. So, coming at you from the bipolar south, where 2 days ago it was freezing cold. Today it's 65. Nobody knows what the hell it wants to do. But for those of you who are not in the south, it is one of the nice benefits. Sorry, I'm just noticing my hair is freaking outstanding. One of the nice benefits about being here, and I guess you could call it a drawback too, is that the four seasons aren't necessarily that harsh. We went on a whirlwind tour around the United States, and we were in, we had 5 or 6 inches of snow for part of it, with temperatures the next day down in the teens as the high, to being in a part of Texas where it was sunny and warm. So for those of you who are into the preparedness side of the house, having a nice locale where you can actually grow stuff all year round is actually a pretty big benefit. Downside to it is that, well, you have to deal with living in the south, and like my folks live up in Colorado, and you get hard freezes there, which kills off a good chunk of the bugs. Yeah, that doesn't happen down here. They just come inside and pay a visit year-round. Anywho, not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about today, if I can get the sun out of y'all's eyes, is banks. Banking institutions. I love banks. Don't we all? I remember when I was probably 5 years old, and I got my very first bank account. Parents had to sign on it with me to say that I wasn't going to do anything stupid. It was a savings account, but you're not of age to sign anything legally. And I have had nothing but problems with banks since then. For example, so back in the day, when the housing market took a massive crap, my folks had their own financial woes. A lot of folks did. Well, because my bank account had my parents' name on it, the bank went in and took all of my student loan money because it deposited into an account. They saw it and they said, well, it belongs on a joint account, so they took all my student loan money to pay for school. Now, I was able to get them to reverse that because, federally appropriated money being taken for a personal loan, probably not wise on the bank manager's behalf. She saw the error of the ways and corrected it. But, it's stuff like that. It's constant, right? And it used to be, hey, it's safer than leaving your money out in the, under your mattress where you could lose it, or all these other places that, they don't want you to put your money because that they can't use it to then borrow off of it and loan it out to somebody else for a higher interest rate. Look, the market's doing well right now. Here we are, it's this mid-December 2024. Bitcoin's going insanely high. I think it's $105,000, $106,000 per Bitcoin. There's a whole lot of plethora of places to put your money, and everybody's trying to kind of sort of compete for it, but banks aren't. Why? And I think part of it goes back to is they just really don't care. Most of them are going to get bailed out if anything happens. All the stuff is FDIC insured, so all of their stuff, their assets are covered up to $250,000. I don't have $250,000 in the bank, but they don't care if mom and pop folks have money in the bank or not. For them, it's how do I keep the doors open? How do I keep lending money out? So for those of you who have never played with banks, I forget what the percentage rate is, but I think it's like 10%. So let's say I put in $100 in the bank, they're allowed to loan out over that money, but they have to keep 10% of it, of what they've loaned out, in reserve just in case. So like if I give them $100, yeah, the film quality today is gonna be awesome. So sorry about that. So if I give them $100, they're able to loan out $1,000 as long as they keep that $100 in the bank off of my 100. So So really, they're giving away $900 to loan out. Now, don't quote me on it. I could be wrong on the funds rate, what they're required to have nowadays. But really, it's smoke and mirrors. Like, they, honest to God, don't have that money. Sorry, I'm trying to, maybe that'll help. So that's just one. All right. Two is that everything is done direct deposit nowadays, which is fine to a sense, right? But if I need to go get cash, I have to then go get out of an ATM, make sure the ATM is still there or has money, and then Lord knows we can't just have that go on, right? There's a fee to use an ATM unless it's your bank. Now, some folks will forgive ATM fees, but it's, let's say it's $3 to $4 for me to pull my own money out of the bank. All right. Now, if I'm using credit cards or the debit card, now that's a 3 to 4% fee that I have to pay for the privilege of using said credit card or said debit card. So no matter where you go to try and pull your money out, now you're paying a fee on it. So one, that's just is really irritating me today. So that's part one. Part two, back in the day when you went into a bank, if you were a kid and were collecting coins, you could turn that stuff in, they'd have a big machine count it up for you, didn't cost you a cent. I went to 2 different banks today, both of which I'm members at, and both of those banks said, no, we don't have a coin collecting machine at all. You can wrap them all yourself. Okay, cool, got it. But yeah, we don't take in change, loose change. You're a frickin' bank. What the hell else do you take other than money? It's an inconvenience for you to have change on hand? Cool, got it. Not my problem. You're a money-changing institution. That is part of your job. So now I go over to ye old local Walmart and have to pay an exorbitant fee to use their Coinstar machine. Because, again, I get it. You could call it a convenience fee. Sure, got it. But when your kid has damn near $100 worth of coins, you want me to sit around for hours and hours helping him count that stuff out? And then what happens if we take it to the bank and it's a little bit off? They're going to come charge my ass for it. So, not super impressed. And then the third thing we'll go on with the banks too is that maybe it's just me. Customer service used to be a thing. All right? You're dealing with people's money. If they're in the bank, the odds are they're probably not doing too awesome because they're dealing with their finances. Nobody likes to talk about their finances. But they're either putting money in your institution for you to loan out, in which case you should be treating them like, I don't know, a patron of your place, a stockholder, a shareholder in your place, because they're the ones depositing money. And then if they're not doing that, if they're there for a service, I don't know, maybe have enough people to do the services. So as I said, we're going overseas. And one bank I was able to call online. Took me under 5 minutes, got everything I needed squared away in terms of, hey, paperless billing, tracking where my cards are going to be at, you know, a whole 9 yards. This other bank, the one I stopped at locally, because they had 2 branches, and one sent me to the other one saying, well, I think they've got one. Well, can you call them? No, not really. So don't get me started. And I go in there and I sit down, or I say, hey, I just need to talk to somebody about making sure my stuff is on paperless, set up to move, go on and so forth. Got it. No problem. I'm thinking, should be less than a 5-minute wait, right? No, they've got like one person working all of the big account stuff. Like nothing else is going on. Like, again, we're not talking I'm doing huge potatoes. I'm not moving huge amounts of money or doing anything crazy. I'm just informing them that, hey, I want to make sure you guys are tracking I'm leaving the freaking country, and maybe I don't want you to flag all my cards as being stolen or used overseas, something crazy along that line. So I'm trying to really really do them a service because, hey, you want me to use my card to pay your stupid fees overseas. Maybe you would be a little bit more excited about it. So I decided, you know what? Maybe it's just people inside. Got it. I'll give them a call. I'll call their customer service line. The wait on the customer service line was estimated to be almost an hour and 20 minutes. To make a simple request of, hey, I am moving, here's the dates I plan on moving, and, maybe you guys would want to know this. I mean, I don't really give a shit, but, it should be something important to you. So, I'm now, considering, do I really need this particular institution? And unfortunately, because one of those institutions I talked about, both of them are military friendly, but one of those institutions I talked about doesn't have any freaking physical locations anymore. So if I needed to go deposit stuff, how do I do that? I can't. So anyway, don't trust the banks. Be smart. Take care of your stuff. I gotta go deal with this booger. Yeah, tough life being loved. Anyway, stay safe out here.